Hi, I'm Tim Bartz, Internet Sales Manager here at McArthur Ford, Salina, Kansas. Your source for Ford news, update, and information with a special video we call our Complete Guide video on the 2023 Bronco Sport Outer Banks trim. So we are going to cover just the Outer Banks trim. We're going to talk about all the standard equipment that you get on the 2023 model year version, as well as different packages available and standalone options. And there is a new package for this year, so stay tuned for that. But speaking of that, you can move around in this video all you want to. We have timestamps set up for this video going over the standard equipment as well as different packages, standalone options. So check out those timestamps down below. Move around the video. It is your resource to be able to use, get information for, especially if you're thinking about ordering Bronco Sport and you're just trying to decide which trim level you want to go with. This video hopefully will help you out and whether or not the Outer Banks trim is going to work for you. So feel free to move around. If you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel, you might like some of our content if you will enjoy this video. So hit that red subscribe button down below so you can subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell. That way you can stay notified next time we have a next video uploaded to our YouTube channel. And also, this video is kind of a resource that if you're looking to get and order a Bronco Sport from your local dealer, then this video can help you out and let you know how you can equip it. If you're struggling to find a good local dealership, McArthur does sell vehicles all over the country, and we do free shipping. We'll have more information about the free shipping policy at the end of the video. And of course, there'll be a timestamp down below for that as well. So let's dive in. First, I'd like to talk about some of the mechanical and the safety features. Okay, so we're going to start off talking about some of the mechanical features. And, you know, this is a 23 model year, and it's the build and price on Ford's website is not up and running yet. But what's great about this is that we can actually use last year's version because this is not a refresh or redesign and different look. There are some changes for this model year, but not too significant that we can't cover in this. So we will use Ford's build and price to use this. So I do want to preface this because people mentioned on my first video, because I don't know if I mentioned it, but I will be using Ford's build and price for this information, for some of this information. The 23 information is not available yet. You'll notice that we are using the 2022 information to give us a guide to be able to go over some of this stuff. Now, one of the things you'll notice is when you do get this up and running, I didn't mention this first two videos, is that when you go and view details, this is not showing. There's a lot more equipment than this. So when you look at the key features, there's more than just this. So I'm going to cover like exterior features. My page is 2 pages long on exterior features. So I cover everything on my video a little bit differently. So hopefully this helps you out and gives you more of what you can look at and what's standard using this video. But we are going to use last year's build and price as an example. There really aren't a lot of differences between 22 and 23. A new package, which we'll talk about, we won't have pictures of yet because it just launched just this within the last couple of days. But we are going to kind of show you this. So we're going to use last year's information. So first we're going to talk about mechanical features. We're going to hit the powertrain there and go into this just so you guys can kind of take a look at this here. So these are all standard in 4x4s. You can see down here the drivetrain. The only option for that is the 4x4, which is of course Bronco Sport. What would you expect, right? So we do have the 4x4. Also, the only engine available for the Outer Banks trim is the 1.5 liter EcoBoost engine with auto start stop technology. And auto start stop means when you come up to a stoplight, stop sign, press the brake, it's going to shut the vehicle off. Let go of the brake, it's going to turn it back on. Now that is something you can deactivate in each engine cycle. Can't remember where that button is. I think it's right near the screen, but that is available for you to be able to shut that off for that engine cycle. Now, I wish there's a 2.0 was available, but you have to go out to the Badlands edition to get the 2.0 liter engine. But it'd be really nice if Ford would make that available as optional engine in the future, because there's some people that want that engine, but maybe don't need the off-road capabilities. So anyway, 8-speed automatic transmission will be standard on about all these Bronco Sports. So it's geared out pretty well for you there. You do also get the train management system. Doesn't mention that in here. So train management system is, you get 5 GOAT modes in those in that. So you have a normal mode, you have an eco mode, you have a sport mode, and you have a slippery mode. The suspension on this is the standard duty suspension. The reason they call it standard duty is because when you go to Badlands, you do have an upgraded advanced suspension for that. So this is your standard suspension on this vehicle. You do get front and rear stabilizer bar, and you get electric parking brake, which includes auto hold. So auto hold means that when you come to stoplight, stop sign, you can press the auto hold the brake, and you can take your foot off of the brake. Also, you got electronic brake assist, and you get with that as well, and then you get the electronic traction control and you get the E-Pass, that electric power assist steering that's available. So slower speeds, it's a little bit easier to turn that steering wheel because it's electronically controlled, as well as on the highway, it's not going to push you from side to side as much. And you do get hill start assist as well as standard equipment on these vehicles. So if you're on a hill, it's easier for you to transition from the brake to the gas without that drifting back on you. Now, that's all your mechanical feature. You can see there that you can see the springs or the suspension, the shocks that are on it with the spring, the coilovers here, and your rear springs and suspension back there. Or I should say your rear shocks back there, not your springs. So you can kind of see how that looks on that picture there. Now, talking about some safety features, this does have advanced direct with roll stability control, though. So the whole goal on that is that you don't have a rollover situation, that you keep you on your intended path by using a series of brakes around the vehicle to keep you going, accelerate certain wheels, gives the power to what wheels it needs to keep you going in the direction that you want to go. You also have the SOS post-crash alert system, which honks the horns, flashes the lights if you're in an accident and you're off the side of the road. You also get 911 assist as well. If you have your Bluetooth enabled phone connected, then if you need to call 911 directly, you can do that having that Bluetooth enabled phone. Pre-collision assist with automatic emergency braking. So if you're not paying attention, the car in front of you is going much slower than you, and you're not paying attention to that, it will put a little message on the dash, series of tones that you need to stop, preloads those brakes, and gives you the warnings that allows you to enable that, so that when you hit the brake, you're going to brake even faster that way, and let you know that. You do get post-collision braking as well. So if you are in an accident, maybe you're unconscious, do not put it in park, or you forget to put it in park, it's going to brake the vehicle so you don't have any more accident. It's a more severe accident that way. It does have the lane keeping system. So what's great about this is 3 components to this. You do have a driver alert system. So what that's going to do is if you're taking your hands off the steering wheel too often, it alerts you and lets you know that. Also, you have the lane keeping aid system or the alert system, or both if you want. So what the alert system is going to do is it'll let you leave your lane, but when you go over those lines, it's going to vibrate the steering wheel and let you know that you've left your lane if you're maybe not paying attention, looking down or looking over to the countryside or something. Now, the aid system, though, will let you get to that line, and then it brings you back in, so it keeps you within your lane, as long as it can see those lane markers there. It does also have the perimeter alarm. Nice safety feature here in the sense that you don't get your vehicle broken into, wheels stolen, and all that, because there's intrusion sensors as well as inclination sensors. So what the intrusion sensors are going to do is if you get out of the vehicle, you lock it, there's nobody inside, it's going to know that, and it's going to set up those sensors. So if somebody breaks the glass, tries to get inside, opens the door, it's going to set the vehicle off, the alarms off, and everything. So hopefully avoid people from doing that. Also, the inclination sensor, so if somebody takes a jack, puts it under there to try to take your wheels, the sensor's going to go off and start honking the horns if somebody does that as well. It does also have the security lock, passive anti-theft system, which means that only the coded key can start the vehicle. So when you shut the vehicle off, it locks that steering column and the lock, I should say, for starting the vehicle, and then it has to have that coded key again to restart it. Otherwise, it will not. It locks that out. So real nice kind of an anti-theft system for you there. So that's all your mechanical and safety features. Now let's kind of get into the styling of it and get into the exterior features. Now moving to the exterior. Now Outer Banks is the more luxurious model and trim. This is where you get all your luxury features as well as the luxury look of the three trims we talked about so far. So with this in here, you will have on the windshield acoustic laminated windshield. We have seen this on all the other models as well, or trims. That's 2 pieces of glass with plastic in between to help protect from wind noise when you're on the highway. This one does also have those an upgrade, the rain sensing wipers. So that means if you have one of those intermittent settings, if it starts to rain, it's going to just turn those wipers on and you don't have to change the speed of it. As it rains harder, it's going to start wiping faster, and so that you don't have to use your wipers and keep switching back and forth in those types of situations. Also, the wipers, windshield wiper de-icers. So, in Kansas, we get that. It gets cold outside, you have that snow or something, and that defroster will defrost the windshield, but then sometimes it'll wipe it defrosts it and it's wet, so it gets those wipers wet, and then those wipers will freeze up and just not have any use, especially on the highway. The windshield wiper de-icers will keep those defrosted so that you don't have that type of situation there. Now look at the grille. It is a little bit different than it is on the other trims. So you do have a black grille with the white lettering here. So a little bit different than the carbonized gray on the Big Ben with the white letters, and similar to the black, the base trim in the sense of a black grille, but instead of black letters, you're going to have the white letters. So it looks real sharp there on the vehicle there. Front bumper is going to be that same molded in black like we've been seeing on the other trims. So that means they take that black color, they put it within the mold when they make it, so that way it's not painted on. A little more durable that way, so really these front bumpers and the lower part is going to be that molded in black. And we'll see that on the side and we get around there as well there. You will get also active grille shutters in there, so they're going to open and close when they need to. Slower speeds opens it up, allow for airflow in to keep that cooled off. On the highway, closes those for a little bit better aerodynamics and better fuel economy because you have plenty of air coming from up underneath the vehicle. Configurable daytime running lights, we've seen that on the base as well as the Big Ben. That carries over to the Outer Banks as well. Now you will get the LED headlights just like the other trims as well, but now you're going to have an LED signature lighting, and that's that ring that's around the headlight there. That is your signature lighting there, so that is going to be on. Of course, this one that comes across, as you see that on all the other trims as well, you're going to have that, but now that signature lighting is that outside light on the outside there. Also, you're going to have LED fog lights too as standard equipment here on the Big Ben. I think you have to go up to the convenience package to get that. It's going to be standard equipment on the Outer Banks trim. Also, automatic headlights, so that means they'll come on automatically when it gets dark, shut off when it gets light when you have an auto setting. And then you also get auto high beams, which means that just like your automatic headlights, when it's dark outside, it's going to turn those high beams on. Someone approaches you or you're in the city lights, it's going to turn them back off. Now, auto high beams is something you can activate and deactivate in your lighting section of your vehicle settings screen. Now, moving around to the side. So if we move this around to the over here, get to the, there you go, there's a good side shot. So we'll make this a little bit bigger. Now, so moving around to the side of the vehicle over here, you will see the wheels here are an upgrade. So you're going from a 17 to an 18. So now you have an 18-inch machine-faced ebony painted wheel. So a little bit different design there. This is actually the same design for 22 as it is for 23. They did not change the wheel design on the Outer Banks wheel here. You will also have all-season tires, standard equipment for this, and individual tire pressure monitoring system as well there. Four-wheel disc brakes with ABS as well as standard equipment. That's going to come on about all your vehicles there. And the wheel lip moldings. Let's talk about that and the different lower moldings. So wheel lip moldings as well as the lower rocker molding, as well as your roof rack rails are all going to be made out of that molded in black material like we see on the front bumpers, and we'll see that on the rear bumpers as well when we get around there. And that's for durability's sake there. Also, the outside of the mirror cap will also be that same material too. Now you will see on the roof rack side rails though, that is a unique design than you did see on the base and the Big Ben. So it's an upgraded design. You'll see that same design on the Badlands edition as well there. So make sure I get everything covered. You do have power heated mirrors. So not only have the power feature, but now they're going to be heated too. So when you have that defrost on, it's going to defrost those side view mirrors as well there. You will get Bliss with cross traffic alert. So that's a blind spot information system. So if there's someone in your blind spot, it's going to light in the corner of that mirror and let you know it's not safe to go in that lane at that time. And as you're backing up, what we call cross traffic would be somebody that crosses behind you. It'll alert you and use those same sensors. So if someone's going to cross your path, you may not see them because you're backing up, looking at the rear view camera. You may not see them over there in those blind spots there. It's going to alert you and let you know that someone's back there, and let you know which way they're coming from if you look at your productivity screen or in those side view mirrors. Of course, a lot of sensors too that let you know that there's someone back there. You should back up. Now your door handles, a little bit different than the other trims. This is an upgrade. You get body colored door handles here instead of those molded in black door handles. So nice upgrade there. You will also see the roof. So it is a shadow black painted roof instead of body colored. So in the other ones, you kind of has that floating roof line design. This actually blends with the pillars here. So it's nice black, basically almost like a two-tone. So it looks real sharp on the vehicle. And that's an upscale look that we normally see on vehicles. You do get intelligent access with the push button start, which means that when you have the key fob in your pocket, you just walk up, put your hands in a door handle. It's going to automatically unlock the vehicle, allow you to get in and out, get out, press the ridges on the door, and it'll lock the vehicle up. Also, if for some reason you don't have the keys on you or you want to leave the keys inside, you have the security code passive keyless entry keypad as well, so you can use it. It's going to be located right there on the, kind of really doesn't show it here, but you just swipe, so it's kind of invisible. You swipe it and you can put your own keypad code in there. You can program it to your own code as well. I've done some videos on how to do that as well. Your remote key will be a kind of a hidden key, so that the key actually goes in the end of it. That's where it's located, so if you ever need a dead battery or whatever, you just pull that out and you can start it. unlock, lock with that key, and you get remote start as part of the Outer Banks trim. So remote start is going to come standard equipment on this as well. Now talking about the, kind of talked about some of this, but this is going to be black on the upper molding there, as well as the belt line molding will be black too. So it kind of blends all that together there. See what else. Make sure I cover everything. Privacy glass in these back windows, quarter windows, and the back glass. That's just a darker, it's not tinted, but it's a darker glass, so that keeps it cooler for everybody inside. Looks nice as well in the vehicle. Child safety locks as well in these doors, so you can, that way the kids can't open those if you have the vehicle shut off but you're not ready to get out. They can't do that because it's going to lock those rear doors back there. And then also the easy fuel capless filler doors, so no door to worry, no cap to worry about. Leave behind, getting your hands dirty. Just open that outside door. Just put that nozzle in there. Now the inside door, there's a kind of a double door lock system in that, so you cannot put the can in there and different other things in there unless you have the funnel that comes with it. Other than the gas can, the fuel pump nozzles will fit in there perfectly, so you don't have to do that when you're filling it up. But just if you were to run out of gas, or if somebody tries to get in it, they would need that funnel, which is a convenient thing, so that way they can't steal any of your gas that way. So I think that's all the side features there. Let's move to the back. So let's move this around. There we go. Pretty good back view there. So we do have a center high mounted stoplight up here. That's your third brake light, as we like to call it. Rear defrost back here with rear wiper. This year it does not have the there was a washer last year. I guess they realized most people didn't use it or something, so it's not. They took that off this year. It wasn't actually showing in the order guide, but I got some other information somewhere else where they had taken that off. It doesn't look like it's actually on there on this one either. So maybe that wasn't available last year. I don't know. I didn't notice it. Anyway, this glass does flip separate from the lift gate. So down in here, one side is for your release for your manual lift gate, and the other one is a release for your glass. So that way you can pop those separate. If you need to put in those last items in there or get into them without having to do the whole lift gate, you can do that as well that way. Nice white Bronco Sport lettering back here. You do have a rear view camera. Reverse sensing is standard equipment on the Outer Banks trim. Part of the convenience package on the Big Bend, but standard on the Outer Banks. Molded in black rear bumpers back here, like your wheel-lip moldings, side rocker moldings, and front bumpers, as we've already talked about. LED tail lights back here too. So nice bright LEDs. So LED headlights, signature lighting, fog lights, and tail lights on the vehicle. See, make sure I'm covering everything here. Gate. Okay, so opening up the interior, I think I have some clips of this. There are floodlights that are inside the lift gate, so you can turn that on by pressing a button on the driver's side in the cargo area, and then those floodlights can be adjusted, so you can light up if you're at a campsite or something and be able to see outside just right below the lift gate, which is really nice. Also, you do have a bottle opener, so if you're out camping, something like that, you have the, whatever it might be, your favorite beverage, and you need to pop that bottle opener, you actually have one right on the vehicle, so you can just go ahead and use it inside that latch area. Inside the cargo area, the cargo flooring is going to be rubberized flooring in here for the Outer Banks, and on this one too, you get the rubberized seat backs. That is a standalone option on the Big Bend, not available on the base trim. On this one, it is standard equipment. They snap in there on those seat backs to kind of protect it from dirt and different things in there. So you're kind of covered. You have the rubberized flooring as well as those seat backs to protect it. Also, you do have, this is usually where I talk about the latch system when I have a vehicle in person, and that's those little positions on the back. So if you want to put those front-facing car seats in there and harness those back so that way it doesn't come forward when you're stopped, that really helps out. So whether you have if you have a rear or a front-facing car seat, you can put them into the latch system, that those anchors in the car seat itself between where the seat cushion and the seat back come together. You can put those in there, and that way you can have those in there instead of using those shoulder harnesses and having to adjust those. So it's the safest way for those kids to travel, especially if you're going to keep that car seat in there for a long period of time. Does have a mini spare wheel and tire in this. There's an option for a full-size spare, but we'll get into that in just a little bit. But you will have a mini mini spare wheel and tire located underneath the cargo flooring. It does have a rear cargo light as well. That button is on the passenger side in the middle of that the wall. And then you do get carabiner hooks and loops that are on both sides of the vehicle. So there's 2 on each side to be able to hook different things to, especially for camping, so that way they don't move around on you. And then you also do get a power point in the back of the area too, and it may actually be converted to an outlet. I know that you get an outlet when you go up to this trim, and I can't remember if it's in a cargo area back there or if it's behind the console, but I believe it's actually I think it's behind the console, so you should get a 12-volt outlet in the back for plugging in different things back there. So that's all your exterior features. Now let's move to the inside and let's talk about the inside features. Now, talking about the interior, the first thing I want to talk about are the airbags that are on the vehicle. So we do have driver and front passenger dual stage airbag. That means it deploys a different size airbag, depends on how close you are to the front of the vehicle. There's sensors underneath the seats and even seatbelt pretensioners called the personal safety system to protect you in there. And you also do get, the driver gets a knee airbag as well to protect them from there. Now on the side, there's front row side seat impact airbag. So I always get the wording off. Front seat mounted side impact airbags that deploy out here. So if you have a collision into the A or B pillar there, it's going to pull that airbag, protect those in the front seat. Safety canopy airbags as well. That's going to deploy down from the roof, protect if with the rollover sensor. So if you roll over, it's going to sense that. It's going to deploy that airbag to help protect from breaking glass coming into the front as well as the rear windows there. And then on the carpeted flooring, you do get front and rear carpeted mats as well. And I say that as an impact because on the base and the Big Bend, you only get front carpeted mats. So you get front and rear. You will get the Bronco Sport wording, though, embroidered on the front floor mats only, not the rear, but at least that way you have some rear mats back there, too. And then also, let's see here, for the seats here, you will notice the seats. So we do have leather trimmed sport contour bucket seats in here. So this is where you get upgraded to the leather seats. So you have two different colors there, and I actually didn't cover the colors on the exterior, but 2 different colors here. You do see that ebony and roast color, and then you do have this navy pure color. So different color interior you can see there for the seats and for the interior environment itself. So a couple different options for you for the Outer Banks trim. So we'll go with this, just makes it a little bit easier to see things there. So leather trim there, seats. You also do get 8-way power driver seats. So forward and back, up and down, power recline, power lumbar. And you do get memory seats this year. So this is an upgrade for the 2023 model year. You get memory seats for the driver's seat and the power mirrors and where they're positioned. So nice upgrade for this year. So get to the memory seats. Also 6-way power passenger seat. You can kind of see the controls there. So forward and back, up and down, and power recline. Not power lumbar though, for that front seat. Moving to the backs, one other thing in the front seats that you get on this is you get heated seats. So heated seat for the driver and front passenger as well. Moving to the back seat, 60-40 split bench seat. So that seat does kind of separate right there. So you can lay down that seat if you need to, or lay down the other one to give you extra cargo room back there. And you do have an armrest. You see that little loop there? Pull that down. Armrest with 2 cup holder positions there. So if there's no one in the middle seat, those on the outside can move that down and have an armrest to be able to relax a little bit. Now behind the seat, I think I have some images of this. You do have a MOLLE strap system with zipper pockets. So zipper pockets, you can open those, put things in there, and then zip them back up. And then the MOLLE strap system are those little loops that you can put carabiner type hooks on those and put the different things in there so they won't roll around all over in the area. And something that I did not see in there, but I'm noticing on this one as well, is that you have this little compartment underneath the seat. So there is a little, you can see an opening right there. So that seat does open up and you have an opening in there as well. I did not see that as an upgrade here. I believe Outer Banks and above gets that option there. But not concerned, not showing it on the order guide, but I am seeing on the image here. So I'll have to check into that. If that's different, I'll make sure we get that flashed on the screen for you here. Behind the console, you do get some controls back there. You're going to get some vents in the back. For that, you're also going to get USB ports, USB Type A and Type C. And I think this is where your outlet, the upgraded outlet that you get when you go to the Outer Banks, is located behind the console, if I remember right, on this. Now, we're going to use a 360 view for the next part of this, rest part of the interior here. You do get power windows and power locks. Power locks is up here by your handle to get open the door. Now the power windows do get front row one touch up and down features. So that means both of these front windows up here, you can just hard press either one of those and it's going to go down. You don't have to hold the button, as well as coming up. So you just pull it until you hear it click, let go, and it's going to roll the window up as well. So I like that feature. Comes in handy in the when you're going to those drive-throughs and different things like that. Now the steering wheel is an upgrade here. You do get leather, a wrapped steering wheel, and heated steering wheel to go along with your heated mirrors and your heated seats. Real nice. All can be turned on with your remote start features you can use, which I'll talk about in a little bit, whether with the remote start or using the Ford Pass app. So you're going to have your heated steering wheel too. You'll like that. Manual tilt and telescoping steering wheel, little lever underneath there. You pull that lever, it goes up and down, forward and back. You can get it just right. On the steering wheel itself, you're going to see cruise control. You're also going to see switches here for that productivity screen, which is a 4.2-inch productivity screen there. Also, you have a tachometer, speedometer, and your odometer in there too. But that's where those are. Volume controls there, as well as your Bluetooth enabled controls as well right there too on the steering wheel itself. You do get push button start, so it's located right there, as you can see there. You also do get dual zone automatic temperature control, so the driver and front passenger are going to have 2 different temperatures. AM FM stereo player as well, 6 speaker Sirius XM satellite radio, standard equipment. Sync 3 with an 8-inch touchscreen as well, so you can make and receive phone calls. Does have voice commands and touchscreen there, and you get Android Auto, Apple CarPlay is standard equipment on this as well for the vehicle. Now, I didn't know I could zoom it in and out. Okay, and then moving up, you do get, it doesn't show it here, but you get auto dimming rear view mirror, which means you don't have a lever to worry about. Cars come up behind you with those bright lights. It's going to automatically dim that rear view mirror for you. Up here on the overhead console, sunglass bin up here, and switches for your lights, for your interior lights. Visors up here for you, so you can flip those down, protect from sun on the front, but if there's sun coming on the side, you can release it from up there and swing it onto the other side and block the sun on the side as well there. Down here in the media hub area, you do get the USB Type A and Type C port right there, a 12-volt outlet right there as well, and room to be able to put your phone down in there. Just checking my notes here. Do have a rotary dial shifter right there. Right here, these switches are for your auto hold and also for, I believe, your parking brake are both right there. Now, if I look at the side, you can kind of see that, and I think I got a clip for this. Terrain management system, that is that dial for those 5 GOAT modes right there. That's that switch and the dial for that. In the console, you do have a padded leather wrapped console. In there, you can store things away in there and everything. Not sure if there's a USB port. I was thinking there might be a power point in there, but I'm not positive on that. Also, ambient lighting. Ambient lighting will light up those cup holders, the footwells. It will be ice blue, only one color to choose from there, but you will get the ambient lighting in the vehicle. And then, of course, the Ford Pass Connect. So that's a way for you to stay connected to your vehicle using the Ford Pass app. So it's an app you download, put your vehicle in there, sync your phone up to that, and that way you can remote start your vehicle from anywhere. You can unlock and lock your vehicle. You can schedule remote start times, see the tire pressure in your vehicle. You can see oil life, all kinds of things using that Ford Pass app. A lot of people like the app. Actually, one of the most used apps of any other automaker out there right now. So it's a really good app that you can use, and that is going to be free to use. Does not require a subscription to use that. Now, real quickly, I want to talk about the exterior colors. We talked about interior colors, and I forgot to talk about exterior colors and kind of go over this. So last year's colors are 2 discontinued colors for this year and 2 new colors. So discontinued for this year is the Velocity Blue. That is not available this year, as well as the Bronze Smoke is not available. So those 2 colors are not available this year. But instead of those colors, we do have Eruption Green this year, and we also have Atlas Blue. So that's a dark blue color. So those are 2 new colors that are out, and so when building prices up, they'll reflect those 2 colors. All these other colors will be available for this year as well. So you're going to have, I think that one there is your Shadow Black. You have your Hot Pepper Red. I believe that's your Iconic Silver. You do have Area 51. Is that what that color is? Yep. And then you do have the, I believe this is your Alto Blue. That is a cost color there. There you go. And then you also have this one, I believe, is Carbonized Gray. And this one's the Cactus Gray. That's still available. Also, another cost color is the Cyber Orange. It's a tri-coat, so that does mean 3 coats of paint on there. And then you have your Oxford White. So those are all colors will be available as well for this year. Now let's start talking about some packages, and a couple of these packages were available last year as well, so we'll cover them first and talk about the new package. So first one to talk about is the Ford Copilot 360 Assist Plus package. So we're going to click on that so you can see that. All the same features this year as it was available last year. You do have the intelligent adaptive cruise control with stop and go and lane centering and speed sign recognition. So what all that means is adaptive cruise means if you can adjust that. If there's someone going much slower than you in front of you, it'll slow you down to go their speed. When you pass them, and it'll be safe to resume, it'll speed you back up. I also bring you to complete stop. So if that car in front of you ends up coming to complete stop, it will bring you to complete stop. If they start going, you just hit the resume button and it'll resume back up. You don't have to hit your brakes or your gas pedal to get going again. And you get lane centering, which means it's going to keep you in the center of your lane. So only when your cruise control is activated, this works. And you do have to have this activated as well in your settings screen. But it keeps you in the center of your lane when you're using your cruise control. Now, the intelligent part of adaptive cruise is seeing the speed sign as well. So you're seeing that right there. So let's say you have your cruise set and it's a 70-mile-an-hour zone and you're going 70 and you approach a 65-mile-an-hour zone. It's going to slow you down to go 65 miles an hour. So it's intelligent adaptive cruise. So that's pretty cool. Evasive steering assist, that's going to do is if you cannot stop in time and you know you can't, you need to evade and avoid. It'll help assist in that steering around that vehicle. That is something also that can be activated and deactivated. And by the way, the cruise control, that can be adjusted. You can choose intelligent, adaptive, or traditional cruise. So if you don't want the speed sign recognition, you want to do that yourself, you can set it on adaptive and that'll still work. Or if you want on traditional cruise and disregard the other two, you can do that as well. Also, you get the voice activated navigation system. It's a touchscreen nav, so your on-screen navigation, you might say, with Sirius XM traffic and travel link as well. That's included. So that's all included. Now, I don't know if that's going to be the same prices as this year, but for $900, that's a lot of nice tech and safety features in there for that price. That's why so many people are choosing to put these on their vehicles. Now let's talk about the tech package. So the tech package is the same package it was last year, and you can see includes all the same features as well. And again, not sure if this is going to be the same price as well as last year, but we'll just have to see. B&O audio sound system, Bang & Olufsen with 10 speakers, including a subwoofer, HD radio as well, and also includes the wireless charging pad. So that's right down there, located on the lower part. Put your phone in there, wireless charge your phone. And then also you get the universal garage door opener. So on the driver's visor, you will have 3 different buttons to be able to program different transmitters. Usually garage doors, transmitters. If you have a gate on a farm or something that is controlled with a transmitter, that can be programmed into the garage door opener as well. So this is another package a lot of people like because of the upgraded B&O and the wireless charging pad. But that's something you can add to your vehicle as well, available for this year. And I'll double check on those prices here towards the end of the video so you can kind of see if those prices stayed the same for this year or not. But there you go. That's another package that you can order on your Outer Banks trim. Another package is available is the trailer tow package with trailer sway control. As you can see here, pretty much comes with everything you see in the picture here. You do your hitch receiver there so you can put that in there, and it has a 4-pin wiring back here, trailer sway control, and you get the full-size spare. And this is where you get the full-size spare on the Big Bend and the Outer Banks, is with this package. So you can you get that with this. So this hasn't changed for this year. At the launch of this, the price on this package is $690, and just like I did double check on these others, it is $895 for this year as well, and $1285 for the tech package too. So those prices on those packages have not changed. Don't like to talk about the standard pricing because those can change throughout the year. It really just depends. So you want to make sure and see what the pricing will be with your dealer when you go to order your vehicle. But for the packages, though, they haven't changed from last year yet. Now, a new package for this year, and actually let me go ahead and go back to the screen. A new package for this year is the Black Diamond Off-Road Package. This is a late availability item because of one of the features that's included in this, but this will be available. We're not sure when it'll be available, but so you'll have to check with your dealer. If you really want to get this package on there, then you can order it, and then when it becomes available is when it'll start be available for scheduling. So this package is going to include the underbody protection. So again, if you want to take this vehicle and you don't need the upgraded engine or whatever, or the suspension, but you just want to be able to go, maybe out in the fields or, light off-road, then you can do it with this vehicle. It's capable of that. And then it'll give you the underbody protection to protect it underneath, protect that, the differential back there and your fuel tank, your engine and such, and you really protect that. So you get the underbody protection. And the underbody protection is what's the late availability. That's what the holdup is on this. So not sure if that's something you can order from what's included in the Badlands edition or not, but that is what's kind of holding this up here. And the other things that you get on this, you do get a different graphics package that comes with this. So it's called Graphics Package 1. Don't know what it looks like. Assume it's going to say Black Diamond off-road or something, whether it be on the hood, probably a hood graphics and probably a side graphics or a graphic back here, something like that, maybe even up here like it is on the Bronco Everglades. So you do have a graphics package that comes with it. And then you get a 17-inch carbonized gray painted low gloss alloy wheel. Let me show you which wheel that is. It's actually the same wheel that you can get as optional equipment on your Badlands edition. So, and this wheel, kind of looking at this, it does get the all-terrain Continental tire. So it's not the same tire that you get from this vehicle, because on this one, I believe you get a Wild Peak tire, but you're going to get that wheel right there. So nice upgraded wheel and an all-terrain Continental tire to go along with it. So that's a pretty cool looking wheel. So if you're wanting, that's kind of that off-road wheel there. So that wheel is going to be included in this package along with the underbody protection, the graphics. Does require to have the tow package. So if you are doing this, probably because of the wheel and tire combination here, requires you to have that bigger full-size spare. Somebody commented on one of my videos that, and that probably has a reason why you need it, but you will be required to add the tow package to get this package on there. So just keep that in mind when you're looking to order it. If you're trying to put that in and it's not letting you, it's because you have to add that tow package. Now we're going to talk about the standalone options, and Ford likes to separate these options out into freestanding options as well as accessories and dealer installed options. And so I thought I would just go through the options, because when you're in here, you don't know which of these are which, because there's no dictating any of this on the build price. And so I'm going to kind of tell you some of those, because some of these might hold up your builds and some may not. So I'm going to go through those and kind of go and talk about each of these as we go through them. So the first one, I'm going to actually make sure I take note of each of them. Now, there's one that is not listed in here that I want to talk about first, and that is the front license plate bracket. And the reason it's not listed as an option on here is because in some states, it's required to get a front license plate bracket, and then it's just going to be put on your vehicle. But in some states like Kansas, we're not required to have a front license plate bracket. So you would have to add it as optional equipment. It's not listed here. It's a no-charge option. The dealer installs it for free, but it is something that you want to make sure you remember to do that if you want a front license plate bracket. Anybody that we have ordered on ours, we always order it on the vehicles because we do a lot of out-of-state sales, and a lot of people will need those, and so we go ahead and make sure we order them. Now the next one up here is the splash guards, front and rear splash guards. So actually it doesn't show an image here, and I think if you select it, I don't think, it's not showing the correct ones, but the splash guards are more of a molded-in material that they're kind of more of a rougher material, kind of the same material as you would see over here on the moldings and such. And so the splash guards is something that is actually listed as, I believe it's listed as an accessory. Where is it? Splash guards. I'm not finding it. Here it is. So splash guards are listed as a Ford accessory, so it is available through fordaccessory.com and can be added afterwards. So your dealer, if you do order it afterwards, they may charge you an install fee. That'd be the only caveat to this, but I have seen splash guards hold up builds for quite a while on the Maverick. So that might be something you might think about, whether or not you want to go ahead and forgo that, or you can even put them on yourself. It's like 3 screws on each of those, and can be installed yourself. Now the next one down is a fender flare kit. So these here are dealer installed options. So the fender flare kit, make sure I find those. Yep, they're under the dealer installed options. So there's 2 different versions. There's this fender flare kit 1 that is non-paintable. It's going to look just like that. It's going to have a pocket style in here, and the dealer would install that when the vehicle comes in. So that basically they would ship that ahead of time to the dealer. When the vehicle gets there, the dealer would install that at no cost for you. So again, if you get this through accessories, then you'd have to pay to have those put on. So that is the difference. I haven't heard a lot of people ordering these, so I don't know if it's holding up builds or not, but do keep in mind they are not available with any of your mud flaps, available splash guards or the mud flaps. So keep that in mind. And the other one, the fender flare kit 2, that one there is a little different. It looks the same. The image isn't right. And so it is a pocket style with rivet, but the difference is this one is paintable. So if you want it body colored, like in this case, the cyber orange, then you can have it painted and you can have it and put on that way. So that's the difference in that. So maybe it does look the same before you paint it, but it probably will be smooth instead of like more of a carbon or a molded in material. Again, not available with your mud flaps or the other fender flare kit, of course, and the splash guard. So keep that in mind there. So those are a couple options. Dealer installed, so the dealer would install those for you on that. Engine block heater is something you would want to get from the factory though. So that is a factory option the factory would install before it gets shipped out. Engine block heater, if you live in the cold weather state, you know, you need to keep that, you want to keep it warm so it starts up easy in the winter time. Then engine block heater is something you would want to make sure you order, put it on your build when you go ahead and put that order in with your dealer. The roof rack crossbar 2. The reason there's a 1 and a 2 is the base and Big Ben have the style 1. This is style 2 that you would see on the Big Ben and, or I'm sorry, on the Outer Banks as well as the Badlands. So see if I put that on. Normally it shows that. It's not showing them on there. It's funny. Anyway, so it's a little different style than the ones, and I think too it's the difference is because the side rails are different, so it has to have different crossbar part numbers. So that is something that is listed under the believe that is listed, yeah, it is listed under dealer installed options. So it would be shipped to the dealer ahead of time, and the dealer would put those on there for you. So keep that in mind on those. Now your mud flap kits, now these also are dealer installed options. You have 3 versions: front, rear, front, and rear. So here's a kind of image of these. So these are more of a flexible, rubberized type of material. Again, this isn't available with your other mud flaps, and as well as the splash guards. So if you want just the front, you order just the front. If you want just the rear, just the rear. If you want both, you can't order. You don't order a front and rear because there is already a front and rear option. But you could order those, and the dealer would install those as well. So they would not be put on the vehicle at the factory, but the dealer would put those on your vehicle. Now moving down, oh, there's one other exterior option that's not on here because it's new for this year, and that's a graphics package number 2. So we did talk about a number 1 graphics, which we still don't know what that looks like as part of the Black Diamond off-road package, but there's a graphics package 2 that is available that you can add to your vehicle without getting the off-road package. So that's really cool. So that is a new option for this year, and that is a factory installed option that you'd want. I don't think I highlighted that one. Actually, it's listed as an accessory, but would be put on your vehicle at the factory instead of having the dealer install that for you. Now moving down to interior options down here, first one is that power moonroof. Now this is a factory installed option, not something you can add later. So you would get that moonroof on the first year in 2021. The moonroof actually was holding up some builds, but this last year it wasn't, because they took the moonroof as being out of that package. But something to note is you do have to add the tech package to add the moonroof. So if you want to get the moonroof, you can't get it alone. You have to get the tech package to get the moonroof for some reason. So in 2001, that moonroof was included in a package called the Outer Banks package. They have taken it out now. That helps. That's helping out because some people didn't really care to get the moonroof, but they wanted the other features. By separating those out, now we don't have a constraint with the moonroof because not everybody is wanting that. So that's how you would order that. The cargo mat, and cargo mat is an accessory. So that is what's going to happen is it will be put in your vehicle at the factory, but it'll just be put in a bag and be placed in the back of the vehicle. And you can kind of see what that cargo mat looks like. You already get a rubberized flooring, but if you want that mat that you can just pull out easily, you can get that kind of more of a rubberized cargo mat in there. And again, that is something you can order through Ford Accessories, and it's not something that really installed, so you can always get that later if you want to, if you want to hold up your build. The assistance the on-road assistance kit, again, this is something that just comes in a bag, and all these things come in there. So that is available for you. That is listed as a dealer installed option, but I think all that means is all that stuff comes in a box, and the dealer would actually organize that and put it in the bag for you. So that's what they're doing there. But something you can get through Ford Accessories website. Wouldn't put it on there to hold up your build. What's really weird is on the Big Ben trend you can get an off-road assistance kit, but not on the Outer Banks. But you should be able to get the off-road assistance kit through Ford Accessories if you want to, since it's not listed. First aid kit, and is not listed on the order guide either. So first aid kit is also something that is considered a dealer installed option. And again, just putting it in that bag for you and everything else, but that you can get through Ford Accessories as well. I would not order it on your vehicle if I were you. The interior bike rack, so that is also a dealer installed option. And I think what the dealer is installing there is that it is installing these little hooks onto that. So you can add that in there. If you're going to put that into your bike rack, you can put 2 bikes in there. Forgot to mention this as part of the, so I'm going to try to remember to note it on those videos, but for some reason you can't get the first aid kit with the moonroof. And not sure why. So definitely get that through Ford accessory if you want it. And you can't get the interior bike rack with the power moonroof either. It's not available with that. Not sure why this would be, because it's not anywhere near the moonroof. So again, if you're wanting the interior bike rack, get that through Ford accessories later. Install it yourself. Shouldn't be difficult to install whatsoever there. So you make sure I don't have anything else. Also, it's saying the on-road assistance kit isn't available with the moonroof, and so just keep that in mind. I think I've covered all the other constraints on any of the others, just to make sure here with those. Yeah, so I'm good there. So I just want to make sure that I let you know that, and I did not let people know in the Big Ben, so I'll make sure I note that on those videos. But moving on, we have the floor liners. So floor liners with or without the carpeted mats. So those are the rubberized kind of tray-like mats in there. So if you want those, I like those. You can get those through accessories as well. I ordered a truck without the mats. The mats came in like a week later. You can get those and have them mailed to your house. Shouldn't really cost too much extra. Probably be a little extra for sales tax, but that'd be about it. But you can get those with or without the carpeted mats. So if you never plan to use the carpet mats, get the cheaper option. Save yourself 40 bucks that way. Cargo management system. This is pretty cool. This one is actually something you would get at the factory, because the factory would install this. And the reason is because this is a shelf system and a divider, and it needs the brackets on actually put into the side of the cargo area, and that is done at the factory. So this isn't something you'd want to install later. So if you thought maybe you want this, go ahead and get it from the factory and put it on your builds. Should not hold up your builds whatsoever. We've gotten several of them with these in there, but you can kind of see that shelf system there for putting things in there. It does kind of split in half and has a hinge, so you can fold it in half, take it off, and then you can put it as a divider, and it divides your cargo front to back as well. And then you can also pull it back, and there's another spot for it to lock into, and it has some legs that come out and creates a table for if you're out camping and such. If you want to be able to eat off of or put food or stuff on there, you can do that as well. So that's a pretty cool little divider. I did a video on that on the in 2021. Very convenient there. And then we do have this 4G LTE Wi-Fi hotspot credit, and what that means is lately, because of microchip issues, they've been trying to find less microchips that they need to put in vehicles, and one way they can do that, I notice this is a feature that a lot of people probably aren't utilizing, and that is the Wi-Fi hotspot. So what does that mean? It does take, you still get the embedded modem, so you can still use the FordPass Connect to be able to remote start your vehicle, unlock and lock, all those features. What this is not going to allow you to do is get the 4G LTE Wi-Fi hotspot, which means you can't allow other people to connect to your vehicle as a Wi-Fi hotspot. So with that, basically you can set your vehicle up to say, okay, well, you set up an agreement with AT&T. I think it's $20, maybe even more now a month for internet into your vehicle, right? And then at that point, people can connect wirelessly to the vehicle. I think up to 10 different devices for this, but so this will not be available, so you won't be able to do that. So those people driving along with you, they're on their own when it comes to internet. So but they do give you credit for that, and the reason they probably have this on there is if they have throughout the model year, if microchips become more readily available, they could make this an option instead of a mandatory requirement, and that's why it shows it as an option here instead of just making it that way from the factory as standard equipment. So hopefully that makes sense there. And then you do have the center console volt down here. So this is pretty cool too. You can be able to, it's a combination, so if you want to secure something in there, you can do that. The console does not lock itself, so if you want to put things in there, get the console volt. The console volt is a dealer installed option, so if you do get this from the factory, it'll be shipped ahead of time. The dealer would install that for you. I've heard they're pretty easy to install, but I have one in my Bronco. I had the dealership install it because it was part of a package that I got from Roush, but those are pretty cool to have, and combination lock instead of a keyed lock allows you to be able to set your keys in there too if you wanted to, so keep that in mind. So there's all your accessories or your dealer installed options for you. Hopefully I explained it easily of what you should get from the factory and what you shouldn't. Maybe just real quick and run down. So these are the ones that I would definitely make sure you get if you want to get those. are thinking about getting those, because these are factory installed option, and that is your moonroof that does require the tech package, the LTE Wi-Fi hotspot credit. Ford will take care of that. Then you have the cargo management system, and then you have, for the exterior features, front license plate bracket and your engine block heater. So not too many there. The rest of those are accessories that, again, you can get afterwards and put them on yourself, have the dealer do it. If you do get them afterwards, there probably will be a cost incurred if the dealer has to install those for labor. But if you get them from the factory, then they don't. But again, you take that chance of it probably getting that order being held up. If it's a part that they're having an issue getting in, then that could hold up your vehicle, your order being scheduled for production. So keep that in mind. So there you go. That's all of your standard equipment, your different packages are available, and your optional equipment all in one video. So hopefully you do use those timestamps to move around in this video and get information on that. So hopefully the whole goal of this video is to help you out. So if you're looking to custom order a vehicle and you want to know if the Bronco Sport's going to work for you, hopefully you got some information of what's standard and how those packages are available, because sometimes you aren't able to see that on the build and price tool. And right now the 23 build and price is not up to date on there on the website yet. Probably will be in a couple weeks, so be looking for that here shortly. But hopefully this video did help you out. If it did help you out, smash that like button. I'd really appreciate it. And if you're looking to go into your local dealer, custom order, now you kind of know how you can order your vehicle, and you can run through that with them if you have a good local dealership. If you're struggling to find a dealership that will honor price protection, they'll honor the price now is when it comes in, which we've seen that be an issue this last year. Don't know how to lock in rates and that kind of thing. Well, McArthur Ford does here. We do MSRP pricing. We have a $500 dealer fee, no other add-on fees, so we don't require any aftermarket add-ons like some dealers do. That's really up to you. If you want a clear coat protection or you want tint and all that, that is really up to you. If you want to get that on the vehicle, we're not going to make you get that here at McArthur. And then we do, if you want to, if you're a little ways away from us, we ship vehicles all over the U.S. So we do free shipping up to $1,000, and we're very transparent about it. How we pay for that shipping is if you finance the vehicle with us. So if you finance under standard shipping rates, then we're able to take what we would earn from the financing and use that to pay for your shipping. So it's not really helping us make any money there for the shipping part of it. If you want to, if you're more than further away, then it costs more than $1,000. The rest of that cost will be on you. But if you wanted to fly in, which we have some people from Florida and California do that, if you want to fly in, we'll pay for your flight, travel expenses on the way back, up to $1,000 as well. We've even had people from Maine do the same thing. So you can take us up on that offer as well. So hopefully that helps you out. And if you want to ask any questions, I'm here to help any questions, whether you order a vehicle with us or not. I'm here to help out and assist in any way. In fact, if you want to check out our weekly live stream we do on our YouTube channel every Tuesday night, 7 p.m. Central, we actually do answer questions live on there about production information, scheduling information, any of that kind of stuff. We have a topic of the night. We have a lot of fun on there. Feel free to come over, ask your questions live, and I can answer those for you. And even have an email address. If you wanted to post those questions and email me, I will answer those questions as well. So hopefully you did enjoy this video. And again, if you did, smash the like button. If you're not subscribed yet, hit the red subscribe button down below so you can get subscribed over to the channel. Hit the notification bell. That way you get notified the next time of another video uploaded to our YouTube channel. And don't forget, you could find us on Law McArthur on social media. We're at Law McArthur on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And if you want to find me on different social media sites and ways that you can communicate with me, check out my Linktree account. I have it right there on the screen for you. That just shows you where I'm at on what different social media sites, as well as on YouTube, and and if you want to email me, that's all in there. My contact information is there as well. So again, thanks for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Till the next one, we'll see you later.